Now, let me see. Can I do something? Hold on just a minute. All right. So I just want to put up the Fantastic Friday banner, even though I didn't have it all ready to go. It has been a crazy day. Oh my goodness. So, like my title said, you won't believe what I read today. But we'll get to that in a minute. In the meantime, have you seen all of the memes with Bernie Sanders sitting everywhere? I think the funniest one I saw was Bernie Sanders as the baby inside of a king cake. You know what a king cake is? That's a New Orleans tradition. If you're not a Louisianian, you might want to look it up. It's a good tasting cake, and there's a plastic baby doll thing hidden inside, and whoever finds the baby, that's the prize. Anyway, there's probably a big older tradition about it than what I'm telling you. So look it up. Go to DuckDuckGo and say king cake. Anyway, so I had a hankering or a craving. I needed to get that. You saw my bad spot. Okay, I needed. I needed to get the lockjaw, so I broke out the grape. I love it. Now you got it. You were probably not one of the kids like me. I loved the sour tart grape sugar filled candy when I was a kid. And I can't even tell you what they were called. So I grew up in Louisiana. And at the elementary school, we had an area called the canteen. And we would go there and spend our quarter or 50 cents or however much it was and get a box of it seemed like 100 of these grape sour candies. And man, if the machine was out, you just were in trouble because everybody else had them and nobody would share with you because them dudes was like gold. Anyway, that drink reminds me of that grape sour candy or the grape knee high that you got out of the glass bottles that was ice cold and still had ice in it, and when you took a swig it hit you right there. I love it. Anyway, let's get back to what I'm talking about. Bernie Sanders, the memes are all hilarious. So just check them out. And I was going to share a whole bunch of different stuff with you today and set up a whole bunch of, my day went plumb crazy helping clients get situations resolved. And I'm thankful we got everybody fixed that I had to work on today. And so that was a good thing. So now it is almost 6 o'clock. Is that right? It's almost 7 o'clock. Oh my goodness. And you see, I'm still at my office. Well, there's a good and a bad about that. The good thing is that I won't be in trouble for getting home late because my wife is at the school. She does the books for the basketball games. And they're playing basketball tonight. So we're probably going to end up getting there, I hope, at about the same time. I bet you I beat her home. Anyway, and my poor dog, he's thinking that something is wrong and we're going to abandon him at the office because he's not home yet. And I'm fixing to, as soon as I get finished talking to you guys, me and the dog are heading to the house. And I'm going to figure out something that I can whip up for dinner and then chill out for a few minutes before I do my push-ups and crunches and my get ready for bed stuff and just veg and get ready for another good morning ruck in the morning. Hey, I was going back through some stuff on my Facebook page and found an old picture from June of 2020. And it was basically a thing that talked about how much I was able to ruck that specific week. And there was a picture of me with my little rucksack on, not the big one, not the medium one, my little one. And that I had hoped to get 30 miles with 20 pounds on my back. And that was, of course, the middle of the summer, so the picture was me all hot and sweaty and everything. And that seems like it was so long ago, not because of the length of time back, but because that was such a small goal. So, I want to talk about taking a goal, and once you conquer the goal, then make a bigger goal. Because I did the 30 miles with 20 pounds in June. And then I think I proceeded in July to do 50, and then in August to do 75, and then by the time I got to October, I did 90. And I increased my weight in October. Well, let's see, in September, let's see, in August, I did 50 with 45 pounds. And then I dropped down to 35 pounds in September because remember, I had the big goal of the September 11th. Can you see it? There we go. The September 11th ruck. The September 11 Memorial Ruck, which was ruck a mile, ruck 4 miles, ruck 4 miles, climb up and down 111 flights of stairs, and then ruck a mile. Well, I wasn't steadily enough to do it all at once. I actually did 4 miles. The 4 mile part's nothing. And then I had to break the 111 flights of stairs into fourths because that was just way crazy. Now, younger guys and our EMS troops, those dudes can do that. And it makes you appreciate, when you take on something that monumental, it makes you appreciate everything that the guys that climb the towers to rescue our fellow citizens on that fateful day, it makes you appreciate everything they did. So that was September. And I don't remember the total miles I did in September, but October, I went back down, or I was at 35 pounds and went for 90 miles. And that was monumental for me. So then, that was, so each month is a bigger goal, And I was shooting to do the same thing in November, knowing that I would have time off for the holiday. And then I got COVID. Yuck. And that messed me up. I had to stop rucking for 19 days and then start slowly back in December. And I'm so thankful that I'm over that and then I'm back to rucking again. So now I'm at 40 pounds again. And, I don't know what I'll hit this month yet. It depends how much more rain we have, but I'm sure it'll be more than 50, but probably closer to 70 miles. And I've got a big, audacious, hairy goal, as I have learned that phrase, is probably in March. I'm going for 100 miles. Now, how do you attack a 100-mile goal? Well, you're consistent and you do the same thing that you've been doing, but you add a day or you add some distance to your days. So, to do 100 miles in a month, that means that I would need to do 25 miles in a week. Well, I easily do 20 miles in a week now. So I either have to add a day or I have to add some distance, or maybe a combination of both. So that's my big, audacious, hairy goal for March. Now it's going to take a little bit to get there. By the way, I got this new little thing today. This is part of a MOLLE system. So you interlace this. I don't have anything MOLLE that I can show you right here. Anyway, you interlace this in some MOLLE webbing, okay? And then it's a Velcro panel and you can attach your stuff to it. Well, I was proud to get this when I reached 100. It was easy. I actually messaged the guy back and said, hey, what about a 250 or a 500? So, anyway. And then that was my September 11th one. And then I just got this one for 2021 because I did 20 miles in 20.21 miles in a specified time, in the month, actually. I'm a little bit crazy on this. Most people don't ruck as often as I do. Anyway, that's enough about rucking. My problem. What I wanted to talk about is goals. And what I had read, that I asked you won't believe what I read today, that my goal was 20 miles with 30 miles with 20 pounds. Well, that's just so, I'm carrying twice that much weight and I'm doing twice that many miles easily. So, crush your goals. Here we are. The moral of the story. Crush your goals and then reset. And then crush the goal and then reset. And just keep going and going and going. So, I have told you my big, audacious, hairy goal for March is to do 100 miles in March with 35, 40 pounds on my back. I think I'll do it. I'm so stubborn that I'll probably do it. Unless I have some type of, medical problem or an injury that stops me from doing that ruck. Hold on, I gotta have some more of this grape. My goodness. Man, that's good stuff. If you tried to take that away from my mama, she would slap you. And if she was wearing the slippers that she used to wear when we was a kid, she would beat your tail with the slipper until you gave it back. Let me tell you a story about my mama. She might hear this and get on to me for telling stuff out of school or whatever the phrase is. When my mama was a kid, a little bitty girl, her brother, one of her brothers, stole her orange, or he was eating an orange and wouldn't give her a bite of it, a piece, a section. And she hit him on the top of the head with an iron rake or a bow rake. Not the leaf rakes, the spiky rakes. She hit him on the top of the head, busted his head open. So I'm telling you that my mama would do the same thing to you if you try to steal her grape. That's how good she likes it, how much she likes it. Anyway. All right, I have rattled enough. So, happy Fantastic Friday. Happy TGIF. Happy Red Shirt Friday. Remember everyone deployed. I hope you have had a fantastic week. And then take a few minutes and celebrate the victories you've had this week. Celebrate the things that you've accomplished. And then tomorrow we'll talk about possibly, depending on my crazy day, tomorrow we'll talk about catching up on the things that you missed out on. If you didn't, I don't know, if you didn't get all the limbs picked up from the rainstorm or whatever, we've got limbs at our house that I have got to stop and take care of. But we have a granddaughter that's going to visit with us tomorrow evening and spend the night. So, got to think about that too, how we're going to work all that in, because I've got to come back to the office. So tomorrow, let's not talk about it. Let's talk about tonight. Celebrate the things you accomplished this week. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a high five. Do a little dance. Don't tell my wife I did that. Jump up and down. Whatever. But do something physical to celebrate your accomplishments. Celebration Friday. Now, I believe if you are in Nacogdoches tomorrow, starting at about noon, you can head over and see my friends at Tacos El Clasico. Ask me for directions because I don't have it memorized, and I ought to. 2806 or 7 County Road 302, maybe. Anyway, in case you haven't ever heard me talk about these tacos, let me just describe it to you. There is a vertical rotisserie. So there's a spit that goes up. And on this spit, you build what they call the trompo. Trompo. And then you take layers of onion and pork. And the pork has been marinated, I don't know how long, in this amazing recipe that's been passed down from generation to generation. And then bacon. And then, oh my goodness. And they just layer it up until it's probably, I bet you it's about 2 feet of meat. And then they top that off with a fresh pineapple. And then they put that on the rotisserie. And they just turn it. As this area gets done, they rotate it and rotate it and rotate it. And then they shave it off. And, oh my goodness. They put it on these perfectly made corn tortillas, or you can get some of Marisol's homemade flour tortillas. If you ate it, you would want to know what took you so long to get into it, because it is just that good. Anyway, they also have recently started making that same thing, but in a quesadilla. And if you get, here's what I do. I get the quesadilla, and my wife and I share that as our appetizer, because what we usually do is get that all to go, and then we'll go have a picnic somewhere. So we'll get that and pick it up and eat the quesadilla as the appetizer while we're going to wherever we're going to go eat the tacos. Oh my goodness, it's so good. So anyway, tomorrow from 11 until 8 o'clock, from noon until 8 o'clock, unless they run out, you need to go find them. You can look them up on Facebook from Tacos L-E-L Clasico with 1 S. Got the whole Mexican spelling. Or go to my Facebook page, and I'm sure that I'll talk about it again. Or look them up. Or ask me. You're going to want to know that. Now, back to the goals. I have been in a goal setting group for the last few days and have learned a ton. And I would love to share some of that goal setting info with you. And big, audacious, hairy goals. So, if you're interested in anything goal setting, if you'd like to talk more about that, or if you need information on Tacos El Clasico so that you can get some Tacos Al Pastor, oh my goodness, good stuff. If you'd like any of that info, send me a message, put a post in the comment, whatever you got, and I would love to talk to you about all of that. In the meantime, I hope you have a great, fantastic Friday night. Make sure that you tell everybody that you know that you love them and appreciate them. Because we hear more and more. I was talking to a friend today, and there was another person that passed away today. This time not from COVID, just from complications from other stuff. So, while we're on that topic, get healthy. Please get healthy. Or get healthier. You don't have to be a fanatic and go rucking like I do, 90 miles in a month. But get moving. Do something. Start eating better. Find ways to get healthier. If you have questions about that, send me a message about that, because I'd love to share what I've done to get healthy. I'm not there yet. I'm still working on it. All right. I hope you have a fantastic evening. Be blessed. Go home and hug on your family. Give them all a kiss. Tell them you love them. If you're single, then call somebody up. Tell them you love them. You don't have to give them a kiss. All right. I am going to get you some Look At You Now. So be blessed. Have a fantastic evening. I'll talk to you later. And maybe I'll see you at the taco stand tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Didn't show up, but you showed them all anyhow. You wouldn't slow down, now you're too slow to push a plow.